In today's fast-moving world, the shelves of our grocery stores are like windows into the future, hinting at changes and shortages that could just be around the corner. But what if we told you that some of your favorite food items might not be there the next time you go shopping? Stay tuned to find out. Number 10. Grains. Grains are an essential element of a diet. However, problems with the global climate could seriously jeopardize the number of crops that you might depend on for your pantry essentials. The effects of climate change on harvests, which include droughts, floods, and erratic weather patterns, present challenges for grains. Additionally, pest infestations and soil deterioration exacerbate the problem. Fortunately, there are several helpful grain options available. While it could be more difficult to locate reasonably priced white rice, for instance, ancient grains such as quinoa offer a delicious and healthful substitute. Furthermore, you may extend the shelf life of your grains by carefully storing them. Go ahead and buy extra before they become scarce. Does this mean that the time is not as far as we think when we should cultivate our crops and stop depending on shops to stock up? In that case, what challenges might we face? Do share your thoughts in the comments. Number 9. Fruit Stripe Gum. The Fruit Stripe Gum brand, which you might be familiar with from its vibrant logo featuring a cartoon zebra, is being discontinued, and according to a recent announcement from Ferrero Foods, a confectionery firm. Along with unique flavors and colors, the gum itself was available in watermelon, cherry, lemon, orange, and peach flavors. In a statement, Ferrero Foods described the decision to stop selling the flavored gum as a tough decision, adding, "We evaluated numerous variables before coming to this decision, including consumer preferences and purchasing habits. Hence, fans of the brand are obviously saddened. A part of my youth has passed away," a Reddit user remarked. Another person said, "I'm unduly devastated by this news." The brands might consider the early users of the product as their target audience and market them. Just knowing the customer persona might have saved a lot of retention. Anyway, we can wait and see for further updates. Number 8. Tomato. Beyond their culinary appeal, tomatoes are more than simply a colorful red fruit that is a common sight in many kitchens. These fruits have a very long history, dating back to the Aztecs, and are renowned for their nutritional richness and adaptability. There is indeed a tomato shortage. It's been the talk of the town, making dining establishments and homes uncomfortable. The loss of tomatoes is felt in everything, from the zesty tomato soup to the simple BLT sandwich. Moreover, the industry has been struggling to keep up with demand while attempting to reduce supply. The scarcity of tomatoes did not happen suddenly. The perfect storm is the result of multiple variables coming together at the same time. With its unpredictable weather patterns, climate change has played a significant role. Additionally, tomato crops have suffered greatly from unpredictable rains, intense heat waves, a small yield, and frost. These are the main causes of the tomato shortage. Number 7. Orange juice. Suppliers claim that orange juice costs are at record heights right now, and since there doesn't seem to be a way for things to get better, supply shortages are getting worse and forcing businesses to come up with other options. According to Koosmans of IFF, a number of factors work together to produce this fall in crops and increase in prices. He added, "It's a perfect storm. Climate extremes such as hurricanes and freezes had a significant influence on Florida throughout the 2022-23 season and are still having an impact now. Droughts have also been brought on by climate change in Mexico, Brazil, and Spain." Additionally, he discusses how crop decreases in Florida, Mexico, and Brazil have been mostly caused by Juan Longbin, also referred to as greening disease. HLB is still growing at a concerning rate, and there isn't a viable remedy at sight. In the meantime, economic issues, including South American inflation and resource rivalry in the US citrus belt, have made it difficult for producers to meet their 2023 contracts. Number 6. Wheat. As Russia's war in Ukraine raged on, Black Sea exports continue to feed the world's poorest and greatest wheat importers in Africa. Prices started to stabilize towards the end of 2023, even though many of the major exporters' wheat crops had been disrupted by weather. Given the incredibly terrible pricing volatility seen since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, this would have been a pleasant respite to many. When harvests begin in the northern hemisphere in the summer of 2024, there is a demand for high output levels, and there's no guarantee that the rain will continue as it is. If end stocks experience another decline in 2025, it might present a concerning image. Again, this is only hopeful rather than likely, but the expectation that the violence in both Gaza and Ukraine ends should provide relative stability that many hope for in wheat prices. What are your thoughts on wheat production in 2024? Should we have to stock more wheat on our shelves in the light of rising wheat shortages? Do share your thoughts in the comments. Number 5. Beef. There has been one of the biggest 2-year drops in beef production in US history. which will have a big impact on everyone from consumers to cattle producers. Retail prices will be higher than in 2023 for consumers. If they don't get a lot more for their cattle than they did at the end of 2023, beef processors will find it difficult to turn a profit. The beef segment's fourth quarter ended September 30th, 2023, and saw an operational loss of $323 million as opposed to $375 million in revenue in the same period the previous year. This resulted in a $91 million operating deficit for the fiscal year 2023, as opposed to $2.502 billion in profits. In contrast, JBS Beef North America reported a strong profit for the third quarter of 2023. However, Director Wesley Batista Filho informed analysts that the U.S. beef segment will continue to face difficulties in the fourth quarter and 2024 due to a lack of cattle for slaughter. With an adjusted EBITDA margin of 1.7%, the unit's adjusted EBITDA for the quarter was $103 million. Number 4. Seafood. It turns out that the sea may not be overflowing with fish. Not only is fish a great source of protein, but it also has amazing health benefits. This is the reason that a lot of us frequently buy seafood. But in 2024, there are a couple of things that might make that harder. Fisheries populations and seafood quality are being impacted by overfishing, climate change, and water pollution. It is advised to choose fish that has been properly produced and sourced sustainably. You might also think about going with alternatives like mackerel instead of more conventionally preferred selections like salmon. Number 3. Dairy products. Dairy products like butter, cheese, and milk are staples for many people's refrigerators. Sadly though, there's a chance that in 2024, you'll have to deal with a restricted supply and increased costs for these goods. These problems are the result of several obstacles, one of which is the rising expense of feed for cows due to the problems with grain growth. Further stressing dairy production are labor shortages and extreme weather occurrences, including heat waves, droughts, and floods. Hence, it is time for you to try almond, soy, and oat milk, which are plant-based milk substitutes that are nourishing and sustainable. Number 2. Spices. In most American kitchens, spices like cinnamon and black pepper are standard ingredients. They enhance the flavor of your food, and many of them have fantastic health advantages as well. Regretfully, it might not be easy to locate some of your favorite seasonings in the upcoming year. The impact of climate change on nations like Vietnam and India is being felt in the spice aisle, resulting in shortages of common items like garlic powder, nutmeg, cinnamon, and black pepper. However, growing your spices in your kitchen is one way to find a solution. Moreover, potted plants indoors or tiny herb gardens can provide a tasty and sustainable substitute. Number 1. Fresh produce. The foundation of wholesome, delectable meals is fresh produce, but in the future, you might find it harder to buy fresh produce at your favorite grocery store, regardless of whether you routinely load up on lush greens or keep an eye out for the crispiest apples around. Produce quality, variety, and quantity are all impacted by climate change, and there are additional difficulties due to growing fuel prices, labor shortages, and conflicts in the international trade. Hence, shopping locally is therefore always a good choice. Additionally, for a fresh and sustainable supply, think about visiting your neighborhood farmer's market or even cultivating your fruits and veggies at home. If you found this video enlightening and want to keep ahead of the game, why not subscribe to our channel? Hit that bell icon so you never miss out on our latest updates and insights.